I said I wasn't going to make a video like this, but I think it's important to update you guys on, how I'm doing and my mind state at this time. When I make videos talking about some of the things that I'm going through, I don't do it from the perspective of, oh, let's try to garner a bunch of sympathy and hope to get a bunch of comments like that and support in that way. No, I mean, one thing I've learned being on this platform and watching some of my fellow creators who have the courage and the strength to share some of the things they're going through is when you start to read the messages in response to that, you get to see how it affects others. Because I think there is a power in, by putting your own feelings out there, by having the courage to talk about your struggles and what you're going through, it lets other people know that they're not alone. There is a power and a strength in solidarity. So, those of you who have been following my socials, keeping up with things, I know I made a community post a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, back in September, my grandfather passed away. I was rushing to get home from the airport. I was 20 minutes out from seeing him. I hadn't seen him in months, and I really thought I was going to make it. And we got the phone call, and that was it. And, I wrote I Need a Minute, which music for me has always been a way for me to heal, a way for me to deal with all the complexities and issues and emotions that I'm going through. It really is an outlet for me. If I had one person listening to my songs, 100 people, thousands, it really wouldn't matter. I would always be an artist. I will always be creating music because that is my way of coping. So those of you who heard that song, you know some of that I went through. My grandfather was a father figure to me. He was there for everything. I was raised an only child. I come from a very small family. We're a very tight, very close unit. So to have lost him and to have missed that, that's something that I'm still processing and that I'm still dealing with. And then unfortunately, we went through that, and then weeks later, I got another just terrible phone call that my cousin had died. And that's something that's still going on. There's a lot of factors with that, so I don't want to speak too much on that situation. But it looks like he was given a bad batch of fentanyl, unfortunately. He was on the road. He was trying to recover. He was trying to rebuild his life. He had gotten out of jail. He was, had a girlfriend, had a job, seemed like things were going in the right direction. And what it looks like is that, unfortunately, just one moment of relapse, and that was it. And, it's like, wow. So we go through the process of grief on this side of things, and then now we get to go through this process of grief. And, like I said, we are a very small family unit. So I don't have a ton of cousins. Growing up, I didn't have any brothers or sisters at the time. So yeah, he was like a brother to me, essentially. How we were raised, every family function, every event, him and his brother, they were my brothers, and that's all we had. That's all we had, man. So we went through that, and we're still going through that. And then unfortunately, over the Christmas period and the Christmas season, my mother-in-law passed away. And those of you watching this, I'm probably going to be publishing this on the day of her funeral while I'm away and while we're dealing with that. But yeah, that was its own challenges and grief, unfortunately, because literally the week before we had taken her away on vacation with us. And we spent time with my daughters, with my girls, with her grandchildren, and it was amazing to see. And it's just wild that, the week before she passed, like, we're having conversations with her, everything seems fine. You're talking to someone as if they're here for a lot longer. And then all of a sudden, things just change so suddenly and so quickly. And yeah, it sucked. It is definitely, I have not enjoyed 2023. Let's put it that way. And I'm hoping for a better 2024. But I think what I've really found difficult lately is, you guys know that I'm completely independent. as a reactor, as an artist, and I'm always spinning plates. And there's so many challenges as a reactor on this channel and on this platform, and other reactors can tell you. You know, dealing with the labels, dealing with copyright strikes all the time, not being able to monetize most of what you do, and yet trying to get to a level where you can provide for people and make this your source of income. Because obviously there's plenty of people who enjoy it. There's people who want me to do this, who want to support me doing that. And then on top of that, I make my music, and being an artist is a full-time job, trying to grow and do that. And I'm my own manager, you know, I'm my own label, I'm my own marketing team, I'm my own merch team. I'm taking customer service questions with our merchandise, you know, I'm trying to set up collabs, I'm trying to deal with advertisers, I'm trying to do all the administrative stuff on the other side of things. And I think in situations like this, you see kind of the cracks in how many plates I'm spinning, because everything relies on me. You know, I've not been able to build a team up around me, and I think in situations like this, when you're struggling and you're going through stuff, you know, it is nice to be able to pass certain things and responsibilities onto a team. But when that's it, and you and the whole family unit's relying on you, yeah, there's definitely there's challenges and there's pressures. And you know, I've had many days where I'm just grieving. You know, I feel like I'm just going through the motions and getting by. I mean, outwardly I'm still putting out content. You guys are seeing that I'm putting out content. And you know, when I turn that camera on, you don't want to see me be all sad and upset as I'm reacting to a song. You know, I have to project, don't I? In a sense, we're entertainers. So, you know, and I want to entertain. I want to help distract people. You guys send me messages of how that helps you get through your day. A girl messaged me the other day, and you know, she's in hospital right now, and like, she's just binge watching my videos, and that's helping her get through her situation and her things. And I realize I don't know, I feel a responsibility in a sense to stay consistent, to really, you know, I work hard to keep the content going, but I just wanted to check in with you guys. I mean, it's a fight. It really is a fight. Like I've never felt so motivated to make content. I've been making a lot of music. I find in these moments I create a lot, but to sit here and to do like the analytical reactions and to like really sit down and to like present myself and project, it's been hard. It's been hard, but you know, I've always prided myself in my work ethic. You know, there might be more people who are talented than me out there. There might be more creative people out there, but I promise you I will outwork you in any way I can. And that's something that's always been instilled in me since I was young, since I was an athlete coming up, trying to play professionally, trying to play semi-professionally. You know, I've always been used to working my ass off. So that's no different here in terms of the content and the output. But yeah, it's, man, it's not been easy. And on top of that, being a father, being a husband, having to be there for your family, you know, especially in times like this, is important too. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. And I think what's tough on me too is I'm noticing it's the nights, man. I dread the nights. I think with an overactive imagination like mine, you know, you keep just piling death and death and death on top of it. That starts to just bury its way down into your subconscious, and you start getting obsessed with that idea. And my dreams have not been the kindest to me. Even my waking thoughts, a lot of things that I'm thinking about, probably thinking too deeply about, and overcomplicating and overconvoluting in my mind as I struggle with my grief and in my own shadows. And the other thing that trauma does is trauma will take you back to previous traumas that you've been through, previous instances when, you know, I got sent down into a spiral of depression and I struggled. So that's all things that I'm processing and I'm dealing with. But where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. I'm sharing this with you guys. You know, you see these creators here on YouTube, this platform that we have. You know, I know that we're growing, and like I've met some of you, and some of you look at me and you see, like, I don't know, this influencer, but I'm just human at the end of the day. I'm just like you. We all go through pain. We all go through grief. We all struggle. And hopefully in a roundabout way of doing this, you know that you're not alone. And hopefully you find some strength in this to to carry on, to keep going, because there are people who care for you and who rely on you. I love you guys. I'll catch you again.